Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something that completely flips a very common mindset right on its head. You know that feeling, right? It's Friday, you clock out, the weekend is here, and you think, finally, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. A lot of people call it Freedom Friday, but today we're looking at a totally different angle. What if Freedom Friday isn't just about escaping your obligations to someone else? What if it's literally the perfect opportunity to start building something that belongs entirely to you? It's not the day to stop working. It's the day you finally start working on your own vision.
To really grasp this, let's look at two very different types of freedom. The source material shares the super relatable story from Markel. Back in the day, he worked these grueling 11-hour shifts in a corporate call center. But because he was a top performer, he got a perk. He actually got to pick his own shift. So he would strategically pick a Tuesday morning schedule just so he could hit up his favorite Chinese buffet right when they opened. Quiet, no crowds, just him and his food. At the time, he felt like he had an amazing level of freedom. But looking back, that was really just an illusion of control, wasn't it? He was still totally tied to a schedule someone else made. True freedom, true autonomy means complete ownership of your time and your assets. It means your work week doesn't arbitrarily start on Monday and end on Friday just because some corporate rulebook says so.
And getting to that level of true freedom, it requires a pretty massive mindset shift. The core mantra here is simple, but incredibly demanding. Just listen to this. Rain, sleet, hail, snow, broke hand, construction work going on around me, I'm still committed to the process. Markel actually backed this up by hosting his daily 10-minute building challenge for 54 weeks straight. Think about that. Over a year without missing a single beat. That is relentless, uncompromising consistency. He points out that true builders stand out because they actually commit to the process when everyone else is just talking about it or making excuses. It kind of reminds me of that Kendrick Lamar song. True action takers can proudly say, "They not like us." Most people let minor daily distractions win. True builders show up no matter the weather or the circumstances.
But here's the reality check, and it's a big one. Consistency alone, while amazing and absolutely necessary, isn't quite enough to break free. You need leverage. Working incredibly hard without leverage is just spinning your wheels in the mud. And today, the ultimate lever at our disposal is artificial intelligence. AI is the tool that can take your consistent daily effort and just multiply your productivity exponentially. If you aren't using AI to turn your rough ideas into actual tangible building blocks, the gap between you and the competition is just going to keep getting wider every single day. AI is literally what allows a solo builder to effectively do the work of an entire specialized team.
So let's see how this all comes together in the real world with the Blank Book case study, Market Demand in Action. We're going to look at a highly fascinating, viral story about an author named Rihanna Texaria. And I want to be super clear right up front. We are looking at this strictly as an impartial business case study. It perfectly demonstrates how combining creativity and leverage can solve very real-world problems.
Get this. Texaria managed to sell exactly 1,000 copies of a self-published book in just 2 months. Selling 1,000 copies is a massive achievement for any independent author. But here's the crazy catch that makes this such a unique business study. The book contained completely blank pages, literally no words inside. It was designed entirely as a physical prop, mocking political claims that Donald Trump is divinely chosen to save America. Now, regardless of where you personally fall on the political spectrum, let's just focus strictly on the sheer business mechanics happening here. She sold 1,000 physical copies of a book with absolutely nothing written inside of it, all because she deeply understood her audience.
So why did she go out of her way to do this? Well, this is where the story gets deeply relatable and really grounds the whole viral stunt in reality. She used this creative leverage to successfully pay off $4,000 in personal medical debt. She had a very real, very pressing why. She didn't just accept a regular income that wasn't covering her bills, and she didn't throw her hands up in defeat. Instead, she took her after hours, her personal freedom time, and decided to proactively build a unique product to directly solve her financial problem.
This brilliantly illustrates the strict business mechanics of her success. How exactly did she pull this off? First, she identified an incredibly passionate niche. As a former devout evangelical, Texaria engaged in a very specific active conversation about MAGA Christianity. Second, she found a unique market void for a physical, humorous product right within that highly charged niche. And third, and this is probably the most important part, she took action with zero prior book writing experience. She didn't let a lack of traditional credentials or industry gatekeepers stop her from leveraging her unique idea into a tangible asset that paid off for medical bills. Which leads us perfectly into the NBA analogy. Stop competing and start creating. This directly addresses how the vast majority of people approach online marketing, affiliate marketing, or really any side business entirely wrong. You know what most people do?
When they're starting out, they try to jump straight into the most heavily saturated, highly competitive markets imaginable. Think about it. Trying to sell the exact same affiliate product as millions of other people is exactly like trying to enter the NBA. Millions of kids grow up practicing every single day, wanting to be like Mike. But the harsh reality is, there are only a limited number of teams and a heavily restricted number of roster spots. The success rate for achieving financial freedom by doing the exact same thing as everyone else in a saturated market is incredibly slim. So instead of trying to compete against the absolute best of the best in the NBA, you need to design the basketball. You need to create unique, highly targeted niche products that only you can offer to a very specific crowd.
The source material shares a vivid, real-world example of what designing the basketball looks like in practice. It highlights a black shoe manufacturer who recognized early on that he couldn't just compete head-to-head with giant billion-dollar corporate sneaker brands. So what did he do? He found a specific, underserved market. He began manufacturing shoes featuring the images of famous, often unspoken-of black leaders and entrepreneurs right on the soles. Because he was supporting a worthy endeavor and filling a unique cultural void that the major brands completely ignored, his company gained massive grassroots support. He wasn't trying to be like everyone else, he leveraged a specific passion into a completely unique asset.
So, what is the actionable path to true financial and time freedom actually look like? It flows logically like this. Step 1, you absolutely must learn foundational marketing skills. There is just no skipping the basics. Step 2, you leverage AI tools to multiply your output so you aren't working yourself into the ground doing manual tasks. Step 3, and here is the absolute most critical part of the entire equation. You must apply those skills to your personal passions and products, not just someone else's system. Master those 3 phases, and you achieve Step 4, buying back your time. Time freedom is what actually gives you the ability to enjoy your life on your own terms, without being chained to a desk for 12 hours a day.
A massive part of staying on this path and actually succeeding is surrounding yourself with a community of people who are out there doing it. The source mentions a perfect real-world application of this concept, Wayne Crow's live training. And notice when it's happening. On a Saturday, the weekend. While everyone else is checking out, hitting snooze, or binge-watching TV, consistent builders are tuning in at 10 a.m. Eastern to learn new free traffic strategies and stack commissions. It's all about plugging into a network of people who share that exact rain, sleet, or snow commitment to the process that we talked about earlier.
Which brings us to the ultimate question for you as you look ahead at your own schedule. Are you going to relax this Friday, or are you going to build? True freedom isn't just the end of your corporate work week. It is the beautiful, rare opportunity to finally work on something that belongs to you. Don't let your hard-won free time become a void of endless scrolling. Leverage your ideas, leverage AI, and start building the assets that will eventually buy back your time forever. I hope this explainer gave you some powerful tools to rethink how you approach your weekend. Keep learning, keep building, and we'll see you in the next one.
Freedom ain't the weekend. It's a mindset. It's that moment you realize your time is the real currency. We don't clock out. We cash in on purpose. Welcome to Freedom Friday. Start with vision, Friday end with proof. I ain't built no luck, I built the truth. 17 weeks, no breaks, no flinch. Consistency, my cloth, can't tear an inch. The grind feels sacred when you know your lane. Turn struggle to syllabus, pressure to gain. I used to chase weekends, now I own my days. Design my time, redefine pay. Boss on my rhythm, freedom in sight. Every scroll I wrote got another so right. They talk hustle, but they miss the plan. Work for peace, that's the real demand. From the live to the link to the legacy taught. I ain't sold out, I sold thoughts that bought. Every small trickle now flows like rain. Freedom Friday, I broke those chains.
It's Freedom Friday, we made it through the grind. Oh yeah, time to free your peace of mind. Let go that fear, we rise and strive. Strong all we rise.
I earned my rest cause I earned my grind. Peace ain't cheap when you bought your time. Every no I heard was a lesson taught. Every delay was a seed I bought. From comment credits to crowns of faith. Freedom Friday ain't a date, it's a state. Made discipline sexy, consistency cool. I ain't follow they trend, I rewrote the rule. Hustle, berry, sing the souls back home. While I talk numbers on a microphone. Edutainment the vibe, we built this bridge. Music meet money on the same bridge. Friday ain't weak, it's strong by design. Freedom the fruit of a disciplined mind. Celebrate now, we ain't done by far. We ain't chasing weekends, we chasing stars.
It's Freedom Friday. We made it through the grind. Oh yeah. Time to free your peace of mind. Let go that fear. We rise and strive strong all week now.
They say the grind don't sleep, I let peace work shift. I ain't burnt out, I refine my gift. Scroll after scroll, turn story to seed. Now faith pay interest on everything I lead. I ain't waiting on Friday to feel alive. Every day now got that freedom vibe. No clock in, no boss tone calling. Self-made CEO of my morning. Used to measure worth by the payday sums. Now I measure peace by how calm I become. From dark weeks to bright ends we grow. Freedom ain't luck, it's what we know. Built my legacy off discipline say. Now every Friday feels like heaven's pay. Hustle, bear, let and berry harmonize. Freedom Friday, we monetize the rise.
It's Freedom Friday. We made it through the grind. Oh yeah. Time to free your peace of mind. Strong all week now. Watch us fly. It's Freedom Friday. We built this we built this life. We built this life.
I wish somebody would have told me this before I wasted months trying to create content. I used to think I had to constantly be on camera to build a brand. Perfect lighting, perfect makeup, perfect location. But then I realized, people don't buy because you filmed yourself. They buy because you solved a problem. Now I can create professional influencer-style product videos, promotional content, and affiliate marketing videos using AI without spending hours filming. It's faster, it's scalable, and honestly, it's a lot more fun. If you've been putting off creating content because you don't want to be on camera all day, check out the Hustleverse Movie Studio UGC Blueprint. It walks you through the exact workflow I use. Trust me, this changes everything.
I give you food for action, don't choke on the truth. This lesson I prepared was made just for you. Feast up, I'll keep serving till the pot run dry. Got enough cooking to feed the whole country, no lie. Too many flavors, you know, I got what you like. Don't start beefing with me, you won't win this fight. If you come in peace, keep your teeth intact. I got a plan to get this cake, come grab a stack. Life could be sweet, if you listen, you'll see. Food for action on a platter, served fresh by me. I'm serving knowledge on plates, got the recipe down. A blend of hustle and wisdom, that's my sound. I'm feeding the masses, no crumbs, full course. But if you bring nothing to the table, find the door. Stop acting like you got beef, it won't taste right. This flavor's reserved for those ready.
Okay, family, we are live. We are live. And once again, I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of the Hustlers 10-Minute a Day Challenge. Today is Strong 59, day 5, and we are right at 15 minutes into today's challenge. So, we know what today is, right? So let's start by peeling the curtain back. And I'm going to tell you this right now in advance as usual, right? I'm not going to keep you guys too long today. I actually have a few things going on that I need to take care of. So I'm anticipating I might get some interruptions today. And as I said that, my laptop screen just went black. So that's crazy. But there you go. It's back. So it looks like we didn't lose any connection or anything like that. But I take that as a sign. I take that as a sign that, it's Freedom Friday. A lot of things want to shut down and relax and, call it the end of the week. But as we know here in the Hustleverse, we don't call Friday the end of the week. We call Friday the beginning of the strong. So it's the continuation, actually. It's a constant loop, it's a constant circle where we continue on, we build. We build continuously because if we haven't reached our level of success that we're trying to get to, then that means that there's still more work to go. And it's kind of like, trying to pump water out of a well. Once when you start pumping, you can't stop until that water starts to flow. Because if you let up, if you stop, then that ruins the whole process. Then you have to start essentially all over again. That could be very, very hard and challenging. But we have a solution. We have a solution. It's called consistency. It's called staying committed to the process. It's called continuing even when everybody else decides that they want to fall back and they want to stop. And it's also called having a leverage system. So imagine having to pump a well manually just to get that water going. Yes, you're using your human strength. And sometimes, you get a little tired. You might not be able to pump that well long enough in order to get that water to go. But if you had a leverage system, if you had, maybe a robot or something electronic to help that process, to keep that process going, and you can just be hands off, you can watch it, continue to pump, you can walk away, go do whatever it is that you need to do, maybe go make some breakfast or whatever, you know, start getting other things ready while that system is doing what it can to help and assist you and provide leverage for you. That's what we are going to do today. So we started off with what I want to be consistent with, right? So for the last couple of Fridays, we've been using our leverage system to help us build a more profitable, fun, enjoyable business, and also allows us to buy back some of our time. Because that's one of the key things that I want you guys to learn how to do also. Now, you can be online all day, every day, if you want. For me, it's fun. I love being online. I love creating content. I love doing the work. But we know that everybody does not love doing the work. Work is work. Whether you're working for an employer or if you're working for yourself. Sometimes you could, get burnt out, get tired of doing the work. So, for those people that get tired of doing the work, we have a leverage system. We have a system that'll allow you to, you know, let the things that we have in place, one of those things that we have in place is, this second line that's right here in the most valuable document in all of online marketing. So it says right here, grab your mega link. That right there is a form of leverage. So it gives you the keys to the leverage system. But once when you're inside, just like with anything, you have to learn how to make the leverage system work for you. It's not just going to miraculously start to do the job. It's not going to just start, you know, doing the work that you're supposed to be doing. It's going to do what it's supposed to do, and it's going to need you to provide that human touch, that human element in order to get the leverage system working. So that's one thing that we have. Now, the overall document itself provides a leverage system blueprint. Because once when you start to create your own music on a daily basis, depending on, once again, your human input, if you create music that has a purpose, music that inspires and motivates, and music that possibly educates people about a particular product or service, then you will have something that you can use as leverage. Your music can speak for you when you're not around. You can share your song with people who may be thinking that, hey, they're just getting a cool, creative song. But in that song, there could be a message about your product or service. And it's providing that leverage system to help you sell your product and service. Imagine creating some music that talks about your digital product. And the song is so good, it's so catchy that the person you share it with, they like it, they love it. They're hearing the lyrics. And then they come back to you, they say, you know something, I really like that song. And what was that product? Was that something real that was talked about in that song? That sounded pretty cool. I liked it. I would be interested in learning more about it. And matter of fact, I shared the song because I liked the song so much. The song was so catchy. I knew my friends and my family would like that song also. I shared it with them and they loved the song too. And they started asking me, well, who is this? Who is this artist? And I had to let them know, it's not a real artist. It's an AI. And that started a conversation. And not only did it start a conversation about AI and how great the song sounded, but it also started the conversation about, once again, the product that was mentioned in the song. And now they want to know about that product also. Is it real? Did you really create it? And how can we get access to it? That's the mindset shift that I would want you guys to have. Now, I might not have put it to you that way before, but with the blueprint being here, I always tell you guys that valuable information is always right in front of you. It's only up to you, the right person, to find value in valuable things. Every opportunity is not clear. Sometimes they need the right person with the right lens, with the right glasses to be able to see the value in it. You might see a completely new opportunity in what I just said, something that I didn't even think of, but it's not for me to think of everything. It's for you. It's for you to use your newfound mindset. What we've been working on here in the Hustleverse for the last 59 weeks, helping you craft a better mindset so that you can find the things in your world around you and so that you can look at them a little bit differently and be able to apply your foundational skills to making that opportunity a leverage system for you. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to buy back some of my time right now. I'm going to share with you an exclusive training that was created by my business partner, my leverage system, the AI. And this one right here, I'm not sure if I played it before because I have a lot of them. And this one right here talks about the corporate world. But the title of it is Corporate Flexibility is a Longer Leash. So it kind of goes hand in hand with that intro training where it, discussed one of my past experiences. One of my past experiences when I had guess more of a traditional style business back over 20 years ago, when I had a commercial cleaning franchise, when I had to physically go out and do that manual labor myself, and I had to employ a leverage system even back then. It was human based. It was having someone physically show up to do the job so that I didn't have to go do that particular job. So the principles, the principles that we speak of are universal, and there's things that's been used for years, decades, centuries. Leverage. But now we have a new way of using it. And I would say possibly a more reliable way of using it. So far, I would say the AI has not let me down. Now, if you've run any traditional business before and you had to rely on human assistance, human help, you know for a fact that sometimes humans can let you down. Humans can fail. But that's why they have this saying, I'm only human, meaning that gives you an escape route for making mistakes because it's expected from a human. Now, AI, it makes mistakes also. One of the things that, I haven't brought up, um, one of the recent lives, I played a intro training and the AI, it said my name wrong. And you know something, instead of saying, hey, you know, I'm not going to play that particular video, I said the information is still valuable. But even the AI can make mistakes. The AI can get some things wrong. It's only AI. So we use our leverage systems, we take advantage of what we have to offer, we laugh at some of the mistakes that it makes, but we continue on. So right now, I'm going to play for you this particular, you know, uh, training or short podcast episode that hopefully helps you with a mindset shift. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to close out with a new music video. So I'm going to give you the debut of a new music video, which, I promised you guys a couple of days ago. I said, hey, as soon as I get off this live, I'm going back to work and I'm going to create this music video for you guys for a new song that's going to be featured on the next Welcome to the Hustleverse album, that volume 2. So I'm constantly working. I'm constantly doing what it is that I said that I'm going to do so that you know to expect that I'm going to show up and do what's necessary, not only for myself, but for my community. So with that, stay to the end so that you can check out that music video, but also listen to this, informative, edutainment filled training right here so that you can get those light bulb moments that you need for your business. See you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great, Saturday and Sunday. I hope today goes great for you. And I hope you continue a strong week, right? So let's go.
You know, that exact moment on a Friday afternoon, right? It's usually right around like 4:59 p.m.
Oh, totally. It's the collective exhale of the entire working world.
Exactly. I mean, you send that final email, you snap your laptop shut, and there is just this very specific, almost physical wave of relief that washes over you.
Yeah, your shoulders literally just drop.
Right. The weekend is here. You survived another 5 days. We just, we absolutely live for it.
We build our whole culture around celebrating that specific moment.
We really do. But let's unpack this. What if that very feeling, that profound relief you get on a Friday afternoon is actually the thing keeping you trapped?
Oh, that is a heavy question.
Right. Like, what if celebrating the end of your work week, treating it as this big escape, is exactly what's stopping you from achieving actual permanent freedom?
And that tension right there is exactly what we are dissecting in today's deep dive.
Yes, it is.
We are looking at some, honestly, really fascinating insights from a creator and entrepreneur named Markel.
Yeah, specifically from a broadcast he did. It was day 5 of week 54 from his Hustlers 10-minute-a-day challenge.
Right. And his entire premise in this broadcast just completely flips the script on how we process the end of the week.
Totally.
He essentially argues that freedom isn't the end of work. It isn't just clocking out. True freedom, like both time freedom and financial freedom, only comes from ownership.
Ownership. Yeah. And so the mission for our deep dive today is to really pull apart the difference between the illusion of corporate flexibility and the actual reality of entrepreneurial freedom.
Which is a huge distinction.
Massive.
Yeah.
And we want to show you, the listener, how a simple shift in mindset, a dose of creative courage, and, the right technological leverage can help you build an asset.
An asset that belongs to you.
Exactly. Something that nobody can dictate or manage or just take away from you.
If we look at the broader landscape of modern work right now, I think most people view a flexible corporate job as the ultimate win.
Oh, for sure. Getting to work from home, picking your hours.
Right? You think you've beaten the system. But Markel's realization, which he articulates so well, is that flexibility within someone else's system is really just a longer leash.
The longer leash. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, like you might have more room to roam in the yard, but you are definitely not off the leash.
And he learned this firsthand, which I found so interesting. He actually points out that he hasn't worked a standard 9 to 5 since September 30th, 2018.
Wow. Specific date.
Yeah, it's burned into his memory. That was the last day he ever worked an 11-hour shift in a call center.
11 hours in a call center sounds brutal.
Right. But here is the catch. Leading up to that departure, he had what a lot of people would consider a total dream setup for a corporate gig.
Yeah, he was a high performer, right?
Exactly. And that afforded him some pretty special privileges.
Because in his particular call center, they utilized this shift bid system.
Right. So if your metrics were in the top tier, you essentially got first dibs on the schedule.
Which is wild. You're basically handed a massive menu of options with shifts ranging anywhere from 6 a.m. all the way to midnight.
So, of course, he completely gamed the system.
Naturally.
He intentionally structured his life around 4-day work weeks. So sometimes he would choose a Tuesday through Friday block.
Or he'd do what he called a weekend wrap.
Yeah, the weekend wrap, working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
And he did this specifically so he could have his days off right in the middle of the week.
Exactly. While the rest of the world was stuck at their desks, commuting and stressing out, he was just chilling.
The way he paints the picture of that midweek time off is so vivid. He shares this hilarious story about his favorite Chinese buffet.
Oh my gosh, I loved this part. It perfectly encapsulates that feeling of corporate flexibility.
It really does. So he would go to this buffet on a Tuesday morning, right at 11:00 a.m., the exact second they unlocked the doors.
The smartest move. The food is perfectly fresh.
Oh, completely untouched. And there were zero crowds.
Yeah, and because he was such a regular at this random off-peak hour, the owners basically gave him VIP treatment.
He could sit wherever he wanted, eat in total peace, and just soak in the quiet, while everyone else was dealing with a stressful Tuesday morning inbox.
It sounds like a massive victory, honestly.
It does. But this is where his perspective really shifts.
Right.
Markel realized that even though he got to pick his 4-day schedule, and even though he was enjoying his VIP buffet treatment on a random Tuesday, he still didn't actually own his time.
Because the parameters of his life were still being dictated by the company.
Exactly.
It's kind of like getting to pick which room you want to rent in a massive, beautiful house.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Right. Like you might negotiate to get the master suite with the best view, the best sunlight. It feels like a huge choice.
You feel like you've won.
You do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you still don't own the house.
No, you don't.
The landlord can still step in, change the rules, raise the rent, or just decide to kick you out entirely.
And that lack of equity is the defining factor here. You might be comfortable, perhaps even privileged within the system, but you lack true autonomy.
Right. He couldn't just decide to stop showing up on a Friday if he didn't feel like it.
No, the shift was still a hard requirement. And that realization that being comfortably managed is not at all the same as being free. That is what pushed him to leave that ecosystem entirely and build his own business.
Which, actually brings up a really fascinating contradiction.
Oh.
Yeah. I was looking through his current routine, and it honestly made me pause.
Okay, why?
Well, Markel leaves this corporate life because he despises strict, dictated schedules. He hates being told where to be and when to be there.
Right, makes sense.
But then as an entrepreneur building his own brand, what does he actually do?
What does he do?
He creates a live challenge that runs at 9:00 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he has shown up for this live stream every single weekday for 54 weeks.
That's serious dedication.
He broadcasted through rain, through sleet, while dealing with a literal broken hand.
A broken hand.
Yes. And even with heavy construction happening right outside his window.
So that's over a year of unbroken daily commitment at a highly specific time
with 0 sick days or excuses.
Exactly. So if I'm listening to this right now, I have to ask the obvious question.
Let's hear it.
If the goal was to escape a strict schedule, isn't locking himself into a daily 9:00 a.m. live stream just creating another job for himself?
I can see why it looks that way.
Right. Like, trading a corporate boss for a self-imposed prison doesn't really sound like freedom at all.
I get that. From the outside, it absolutely looks like a paradox. But, the psychology of agency changes the experience entirely.
How so?
Well, the fundamental difference between a corporate shift and his 9:00 a.m. live stream is the origin of the mandate.
Okay. The origin.
Yeah. It makes me think of the difference between cooking a highly complex, stressful meal for a demanding restaurant boss who will fire you if the steak is overcooked.
Oh,
Versus cooking that exact same complex meal in your own kitchen simply because you want to master the recipe.
Oh, that is such a good point. The physical labor is identical.
The time commitment is identical.
But the psychological tax is completely gone because you actually chose the challenge.
That is the perfect distinction right there. A corporate schedule is an external mandate. It's imposed upon you under the threat of punishment.
Right. Do this or you're fired.
Exactly. But Markel's 9:00 a.m. live stream is an internal choice. It is a structure he designed voluntarily to serve a long-term goal that he selected.
So the discipline doesn't feel like a cage because he is the architect of the cage.
Well said. In the source, he actually quotes Kendrick Lamar's song, They Not Like Us, to make a point about this kind of commitment.
Right, distinguishing between the people who just talk about wanting success and the people who actually sit down and build it.
He's highlighting that true freedom paradoxically requires intense self-discipline.
Which is a tough pill to swallow.
It is. A lot of people honestly don't have it in them to commit to a grueling process when there isn't a manager breathing down their neck.
Right, when nobody's watching.
But doing what is necessary entirely on your own terms, like, broadcasting with a broken hand, just to keep a promise to yourself that builds a profound level of self-trust and confidence.
And that internal confidence is the actual bedrock of financial freedom.
Exactly.
So, okay, we escape the illusion of the corporate freedom Friday.
Yeah.
We take ownership of our time and we build the self-discipline to show up consistently.
Okay.
But that brings up the real tactical question for you listening right now.
What's the question?
What do you actually build? I mean, you have the discipline, but where do you aim it?
That is the million-dollar question. And Markel addresses this not with some abstract theory, but with a real-world example from a trending news article.
And this example completely shatters traditional assumptions about product creation.
It really does. But before we unpack this specific example, we need to be incredibly clear with you, the listener, right up front.
Yes, very, very clear.
The case study from the source material touches on highly charged political and religious themes. It involves Donald Trump, the Magier movement, and evangelical Christianity.
Right. And we want to state explicitly, we are remaining entirely neutral on these topics.
100% neutral.
We are not endorsing, we are not validating, and we are not critiquing any political or religious viewpoints whatsoever in this discussion.
We are examining this purely through the lens of business, marketing mechanics, and creative leverage.
Which is exactly how Markel utilized it in his broadcast. Yep. So keeping all of that in mind, what is the story?
I used to wait for permission. Wait for proof. Wait for perfect. But one day I wrote it down. Everything I believed I could build. And that page became my blueprint. The most valuable document I ever owned. Wasn't signed by anybody else. It was signed by me.
I wrote my name in faith, not fear. Built my pieces from the paint right here. Didn't need a crowd, just a pen and plan. The most valuable doc came from my own hand.
So the source highlights a trending story about a woman named Brianna Texaria. She self-published a book claiming to offer scriptural evidence that Donald Trump is divinely chosen to save America.
Okay, so given the current cultural climate, that is a title engineered to instantly grab attention.
Absolutely. It evokes a very strong emotional response, regardless of where you stand.
But I looked at the notes on the actual contents of this book, and my jaw literally dropped.
It is wild.
She didn't write a single word of analysis.
Not a single word.
The pages inside the book are completely blank.
The entire interior is just empty paper.
It's a physical prop, not literature. I mean, it's crazy.
It is a physical object designed entirely to make a statement, essentially mocking the claims referenced on its cover.
Wow.
But what is truly remarkable here is the market response. Despite containing literally zero reading material, she sold 1,000 copies in 2 months.
1,000 copies of literal blank paper.
Yeah.
And the kicker is that she used the profits from those sales to pay off $4,000 in medical debt.
That is just incredible leverage.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Just pause and think about the mechanics of that for a second.
Okay.
Think about how many talented people, maybe even you listening right now, have tried to sell a digital product or an ebook or a consulting service.
Or a piece of software.
Right. Something that you poured your heart, your soul, and your genuine expertise into.
Hours and hours of work.
You build what you believe is a highly valuable product, and you struggle to get, like, 3 people to buy it.
It happens every day.
And meanwhile, this woman solved a $4,000 debt crisis by selling bound empty pages.
It forces a total reevaluation of what a product actually is.
It really does.
You know, she didn't sell ink and paper. She sold an identity marker.
An identity marker, explain that.
The people purchasing that book weren't buying it to consume information, right? They were buying it to put on their coffee table, to show their friends, and to tangibly participate in a specific cultural conversation.
Ah, I see. She leaned into a hyper-specific, highly emotional niche.
Exactly. The source points out that her background involved deconstructing faith, navigating religious OCD, and questioning certain movements within her own upbringing.
So she took her own lived experience, identified a massive emotional void in the market, and just filled it with a bold concept rather than a traditional utility-based product.
And the overarching lesson here is really about overcoming the friction of creation.
Yeah, because she had never written a book before.
She didn't know the publishing industry at all, but she saw a void, she stepped radically out of her comfort zone, and she executed.
She took action.
She used her time, perhaps her own version of Freedom Friday, not to just kick back and enjoy the relief of not working, but to build an asset that wiped out a significant financial burden.
It just proves that the main barrier to entry for entrepreneurs isn't a lack of complex ideas.
Or an inability to code the perfect app.
Right. The barrier is often just a lack of creative courage.
Yes, creative courage.
But, you know, creating your own highly unique blank book brings up a really dangerous temptation.
No, definitely.
Once people see a weird outlier success story like this one, their first instinct is usually to try and copy it exactly.
Or to blindly chase whatever the hottest online trend happens to be that week.
Exactly. And that is exactly how you end up in what Markel calls the NBA trap.
The NBA trap is such a brilliant framing for the pitfalls of standard online and affiliate marketing.
I thought so too. Tell us about it.
Well, Markel compares a lot of modern internet business models to the dream of making it in the NBA. He references those old Michael Jordan commercials.
Oh, yeah. The whole Be Like Mike campaign.
Right. You have millions of kids in their driveways, tongues out, trying to hit the exact same fadeaway jumper.
Entirely convinced they are going to the league.
But mathematically, the spots are incredibly limited.
Right. Almost zero chance.
And Markel argues that jumping into a saturated affiliate marketing opportunity operates on the exact same dynamic.
Because everyone is doing the exact same thing.
Exactly. You have tens of thousands of people globally, all with an internet connection, all trying to promote the exact same link to the exact same demographic.
Using the exact same pre-written swipe files and emails?
Yeah. The success rate for achieving financial freedom through that method is incredibly slim. It is a highly crowded, low-probability game because you have no unique leverage.
So if the answer isn't to just copy the herd and hope for the best, how do you actually win?
Well, you have to stop competing for a spot on an established team and instead invent your own game entirely.
Okay, invent your own game. Markel brings up this great example of a black shoemaker to illustrate this, doesn't he?
He does, and it's a perfect example. Instead of trying to manufacture another generic sneaker to compete on performance metrics with Nike or Adidas.
Which is a totally losing battle.
Right. This entrepreneur is putting the faces of unsung black leaders and entrepreneurs on the soles of his shoes.
That is so smart.
He took a very foundational, traditional industry shoe manufacturing and applied a highly unique culturally resonant angle to it.
So he is finding massive success because he isn't competing on standard utility. He is competing on meaning and representation.
And that perfectly encapsulates Markel's advice regarding marketing skills.
Because you still have to learn the raw mechanics of business.
Oh, absolutely. You need to know how to capture leads, how to write persuasive copy, how to structure an irresistible offer.
Markel actually mentions using a megalink as a foundational tool.
Right, a megalink.
For those who might not use that term, a megalink is essentially a centralized digital hub or landing page.
Yeah, it captures an email address and then intelligently routes your audience to various offers, resources, or content based on their behavior.
Right, so it allows you to build an audience while directing traffic.
And those skills, building a megalink, writing copy, driving traffic, those are non-negotiable.
You have to have them.
But the key is that you don't just use those skills to push the exact same generic product everyone else is pushing.
No, you apply those foundational mechanics to your own unique angles.
Your own passion.
Your own version of the blank book or the custom shoe.
Exactly. You use standard tools to amplify a non-standard message.
And this brings us to the ultimate multiplier in all of this.
Leverage.
Yes, leverage. Markel specifically highlights artificial intelligence as the most powerful tool available to builders today.
What's fascinating here is that he doesn't talk about AI the way most tech blogs do.
No, he doesn't frame it as a magic button that just does the work for you so you can go sleep.
Right. He frames it as a literal business partner.
A business partner. He actually mentioned in the broadcast that he originally planned to let his AI business partners run the daily training for him.
Which completely changes the definition of outsourcing.
It really does. You aren't hiring an expensive agency or waiting on a freelancer in another time zone.
No, you are commanding an algorithm that works instantly.
But how is he actually utilizing it mechanically? Like, what does that look like?
Well, instead of just asking an AI to spit out a generic blog post, Markel uses it as a sparring partner.
A sparring partner. I love that.
Yeah. You feed it a raw premise, ask the AI to play the role of a highly skeptical customer, and force it to poke holes in your offer before you ever go live.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You use it to rapidly prototype ideas, analyze market gaps, and structure your campaigns.
So AI is widening the gap every single day between the people creating a tiny trickle of income using manual, outdated methods.
And the people creating a massive flow of income using AI to scale their cognition.
AI has effectively driven the cost of execution to zero.
Literally zero. Anyone can generate code, copy, or imagery in seconds.
Which means raw execution is no longer the differentiator.
Not anymore.
Your unique perspective, your emotional resonance with a niche, and your creative courage are really the only premium assets left.
That's a great way to summarize it. The AI won't hand you a bold idea like a blank book.
No.
But once you have that idea, the AI allows you to build the infrastructure for it in an afternoon instead of a month.
That is the perfect synthesis. The barrier is no longer technical.
It's purely psychological.
Which brings everything full circle back to how we view our time. Freedom doesn't mean the cessation of effort.
No. Freedom is the opportunity to finally do the work that actually belongs to you.
Okay, let's do a quick recap to lock all this in because we've covered some serious ground today.
We really have.
First, true freedom comes from equity and ownership, not just from having a flexible schedule inside a corporate structure.
Right. Renting the master suite with a great view is not the same as owning the house.
Exactly. Second, that ownership requires consistent, self-imposed discipline. You have to show up when it's inconvenient.
And not because a manager is threatening you, but because you are the architect of your own goals.
Third, breakout success comes from creative leverage and avoiding the NBA trap.
Don't try to be like Mike in a crowded generic market.
Find your own highly specific angle. Compete on, meaning like the blank book or the custom shoes.
And apply foundational marketing skills to that unique idea.
And finally, utilize AI not as a shortcut to avoid work, but as a high-level sparring partner to rapidly scale your unique vision.
And, a vital note on that consistency piece.
Yeah.
Building this kind of autonomous life isn't something you're supposed to do in total isolation.
Oh, that's a really important point.
Markel mentions his partner, Wayne Crow, who runs live, in-depth trainings every single Saturday at 10:00 a.m. Eastern.
Every Saturday.
Yeah, these sessions cover generating free traffic and stacking commissions. But the underlying point there is that consistency breeds community.
Builders naturally surround themselves with other builders.
Exactly. If you want to fundamentally change your reality, you have to start hanging out with the people who are showing up on a Saturday morning to learn and execute.
Rather than just the people who are celebrating that it's Friday afternoon.
It requires a fundamental shift in identity. You have to transition from being a consumer of weekends to a creator of assets.
Don't let Freedom Friday become a day where you simply power down and stop thinking.
Use that mental space to build the very vehicle that will eventually grant you the permanent time and financial autonomy you're actually looking for.
So let's take you back to that exact moment we talked about at the very beginning of this deep dive.
Back to Friday.
It's Friday afternoon. It's 4:59 p.m.
The laptop is closed.
The weekend is stretching out in front of you. But before you just sink into that familiar relief and tune out the world, I want to leave you with one final lingering question to chew on over the next couple of days.
What's the question?
If you had to create your own version of that blank book this weekend, a product that requires almost zero traditional content, but perfectly solves a hyper-specific emotional, cultural, or social need for a unique group of people, what would it be? And honestly, with the cost of execution sitting at nearly zero, what is actually stopping you from leveraging AI to start building it right now?
They see the shine, but they don't see the bill. Their shine ain't the price, but they don't see the bill. Yeah, the shine ain't the price. They see the wind, they don't see the wave. Oh, they see it now, they don't see the way. They see the lights, they don't see the grind. They see the moment, not the time behind. Every late night, every missed call, every setback I had to stand tall, every risk that I took alone, every seed that was never shown. They think it's luck how it all aligned, but they don't see what it cost my mind. The doubt I fought, the fear I faced, the discipline it took to stay in place. See, the shine is just a surface layer, the real investment that's under there. And what looked simple when it arrived was built in silence for years of time. The shine ain't the price, it's what you don't see. All the nights, all the work, all the unseen fees. You admire the finish, but you miss the fees. Oh, the shine ain't the price, it's what you don't see. It's what you don't see.
Oh, what you don't see.
Yes.
That's what it cost me.
They love the look but not the labor. Want the reward but skip the favor. Skip the growth, skip the pain. Skip the lessons that build a name. They don't count what it takes to refine every detail, every line, every standard I had to raise, every version I had to erase. Because real value built in the dark, where there's no claps, no applause, just you and the work, face to face, deciding if you really want the place. And that's the part they never see, the internal accountability, where you become what you demand before the world understands.
Shine ain't the price, it's what you don't see. Don't see.
All the nights, all the work,
All the unseen, mine and the finish, but you miss the fees.
the shine ain't the price.
It's what you don't see.
It's what you don't see.
Oh, what you don't see.
Yeah.
That's what it cost me.
Everybody want the spotlight, but nobody pricing the preparation. Now when I walk it's different way. Every step built from what it takes.
Every move got purpose tied, because I pay what they didn't hide.
So I don't brag, I don't explain. You either see it or you can't.
Because the real ones recognize the cost behind the polished side.
And if you want what this become, respect the work
work that it came from. Whoa. Shine ain't the price you don't see.
It's what you don't see.
All the nights, all the work, all the unseen fees.
You admire the finish,
But you don't see.
but you miss the feed.
Shine ain't the price.
It's what you don't see. The part they clap for. That's the cheapest part.
They shine ain't the price. They see the shine. Woke up to silence, dreams still heavy. Phone screen dry, but my vision stays steady. Mama said, baby, that job ain't your lane. But I clocked in anyway, chasing someone else's game. That got me dancing with denial at night. Scrolling for hope, but it's hidden from sight. 10 minutes a day, sounded small at first. But in silence, even whispers can quench a thirst. Notebook in hand, wrote my future in ink. Mapped out my mission before I started to sink. Every post was a prayer, every share had weight. I wasn't selling a link, I was shifting fate. I found my rhythm in the quietest place, where hustle meant healing and grind meant grace. From the corner of doubt, I carved my space. Legacy ain't loud, but it wins the race. 10 minutes a day, brick by brick, built from the bottom, now the vision stick. No hype, no cap, just clarity. This ain't just income, it's legacy. Every click, every song I create, etches my name where they can't erase. You can doubt, but you gon' see. 10 minutes a day, turned into legacy. People laugh, said she doing too much. To my PayPal ping, then they changed up the touch. No big brand, no six-figure crew, just a mic, some lyrics, and a dream that grew. Tired of waiting for the gatekeeper's call, so I built my own stage, held my own hall. Suno on deck, that's the beat in my chest. GPT spitting like I'm born to impress. Said I'd never make it, cool, noted. But now my bars turn pain into coded. From broken to branded, I ain't asked for fame, I asked for freedom and I claim my name now. Hustle berry on loop like healing chants, for the girls who grew up with limited chance. This is more than a challenge, it's breaking the chain. Cause 10 minutes a day rewired my brain. 10 minutes a day, brick by brick, built from the bottom, now the vision stick. No hype, no cap, just clarity. This ain't just income, it's legacy. Every click, every song I create, etches my name where they can't erase. You can doubt, but you gon' see. 10 minutes a day, turned into legacy. Now my daughter sees me different, eyes full of fire. She said, Ma, your words lift me higher. This ain't a hustle, this a heart-led path, where math meets message and message meets math. Community over clicks, value over hype. I ain't here to trend, I'm here to type. Blueprints for the ones still stuck in fear. Let them borrow my belief till their purpose clear. Haters still quiet, but I'm loud with grace. Posting in peace, not a mask on my face. Every bar I drop, every beat I write, I'm freeing the ones with the